Good morning guys, welcome back to Humber Koi and the How to Build Koi Pond series. Last week we managed to get it watertight and finish the roof off and it looks amazing. And I've had a subscriber reach out to me, a friend of the channel called Rob, and say, let me know when you're coming to do your floor, I want to help you out. So before Rob comes, I'm just going to scrape off the bits of cement that have dropped on it and the bits of rubbish in the tarp and get it prepped nice for him coming down. He's on his way now, so I'm going to hurry around and get that done as quick as I can, and then I'll introduce you to Rob and show you what he does for a living. So I've just given it an over. I think it's about as good as what I need it to be, but I haven't got a clue of what we're doing today. He's just said, get the floor, get it cleaned, get it ready, and I'll pop and see you after work. So he'll be with us in an hour, and let's see what Rob's got to offer. So the floor's been ground to make it super smooth, and they're gonna put a damp-proof resin membrane down first. And it'll have to be done over a few days this, but look how sick that looks. I thought I'd got the floor pretty fat, but them boys have rattled through that really fast. It is only a small filter shed, but I don't want to stand inside it now and make it mucky. So what's this stuff do?
This is just a damp-proof membrane, just.
But a resin damp-proof.
A resin damp-proof membrane, yeah. This just stops anything. If you haven't got a DPM in your original slab, this is just an equivalent, really. Stops the moisture coming up before you put your actual colour coats on.
Flexing your back as hard as you can.
It's the next morning, guys. Now I don't know if that's set or it's wet, but I imagine with resin it goes off so fast that will be set. It is a 3-stage process, this. So the first resin coat is a DPM damp coat. Then they put a colour on, and then they do a non-slip at the end on 3 separate days. It's going to be really good for that, and obviously it's really good to stop water and stuff like that, so ideal for a filter shed. Now these guys travel all over the UK, so if you do want anything, hit them up and tell them we've sent you. They're a really good family, the lads that work there. So let's see what it's like when Rob's back. So Rob and the boys have been back again, day 2, and they have put on the first colour coat. Now they said because it's fresh concrete, you do get air bubbles in it on the damp course coat. That's totally normal. So that gets sorted on the next coat. They have like a filling coat that goes on last that's anti-slip. Obviously, I can't show you from inside because it's wet. I'll have to do a in the window technique. But look at that for a nice resin floor. Niki's going to have to be very careful when painting this because Rob watches the channel and he won't stand for any paint on his new floor. So today we've got Rob from the Hull Kingston Resin Services coming back and doing the final coat on the floor. And me and Niki are off. Leo's luckily in Barcelona on a school trip, and we're going to do the copings today. So let's make a start, get these copings lined up, because the first one we're going to leave off to make it easier to fit the window. So I need to set it in place, put a breeze block on it, and then work backwards around the pond from there.
So just a little update on Freddie. His paw is better. So he had an operation on it, and although he chewed his stitches out twice, we got there in the end and he's walking perfect now. So he can join us back and carry on with the build.
Oh! So the first thing I need to do is square off this towel at the front of the back, and then leave an overhang here for another towel to go down it. And then I'm going to put a breeze block on that and then start gluing them on around to this corner. Now the pit window's been painted, we can get them in and get that siliconed in at the back. So let's make a start on this. And cheers, Dave, from Decoy TV, for the mug. Love it, mate. Can't bloody see with the mask on. First things first, let's clean these cutlass ones down. Make it easier to work with. So, they're all done. Oh, nearly fell over then. They're all done. They all need cleaning. And we're going to glue them on in the same method as what we did the other ones. But as that's the last bit of grinding I'm doing today, I'm now going to go get changed because I'm absolutely covered. And get these locked on. Viking Koi, check him out on TikTok. So Rob and his lads are on the way back now. And one thing that I wanted to let you know about Rob is he used to be a professional rugby player for the team I follow, Hull KR. I'll stick a little picture up of him now in his heyday. I couldn't believe it. I was starstruck when he told me that he used to play professionally.
That's what it is, yeah. It was the can. It is, it's a epoxy body filler. Just goes off quickly and
so the aluminium oxide powder, you'll put that in the wet resin and that makes it
that gives it non-slip.
well,
I'll scatter it on in a second and you'll see it just even it out with this roller. And it dries non-slip. I mean, a lot of people like it like this, but if you're going to get any water in here, which is a possibility you might do,
yeah.
it will be slippery.
Oh, I guarantee that I will have a pipe leak at some point.
Yeah, so you're best off having a bit of non-slip on it, and it's just better for, you know. And this resin, this is a high build epoxy, this one.
It looked so thick when I was looking at it this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a high build.
Just looks like sand, that.
Yeah. And then we just, this roll now, just even it all out. We'll pick it up and drop it down where it's not. Give you non-slip then. That's completely non-slip then.
Did you walk on this morning?
Yeah.
So when you walk on it
When
tomorrow?
you walk in tomorrow, you'll go, oh, that's totally different.
Yeah. This morning when I looked at it, it just looked like it should be sticky.
Well, you definitely won't slip on that now if it's wet.
So the boys have just left and told me that I can't go on it for a couple of days. But that looks incredible. A solid hard resin floor, and that's going to be great as a non-slip surface for the pond. So it's the day later after Rob and his boys have been, and the floor has fully dried. It looks incredible. It now still looks wet, but it's got like a gritty non-slip surface in it, which is aluminium oxide, and obviously all the bubbles have gone. A real nice flat epoxy floor. How cool is that? Now, they obviously specialise in industrial units and all kinds of garages and warehouses, medical centres, but it is ideal for a filter house shed. So if it's something you're building and you think, oh, I wouldn't mind getting a bit of that, get in touch with them. They travel up and down the country doing jobs, and they've done an incredible job here. I would highly recommend them. So at the moment, we are pulling cables to do a new ring main around the filter shed. Now the last one was good enough, but we only had a couple of pumps on it, so we need to make a bigger circuit, and I'm replacing the one in the garage at the same time. I'm using singles because I'm putting 25mm conduit around the top of the filter shed, so it's not twin and earth, it's single 2.5mm cables. So this is what we're being up to today. I've put a double socket here, which is in black conduit, so obviously it's very hard to see. As soon as the roof's painted as well, you won't see it. And then I've put two sockets on the back of this wall, which is part of this circuit for the actual lights, because the smart plugs are too big to fit in an outdoor socket. And then it's going to come along here with two drops of 4 sockets on this back wall. So it's Sunday morning. Rovers have just won the treble. For anybody that likes rugby, said we'd never be able to do it, and we're going to get a bit more work done on the pond, me and Nick. Now we managed to get the rest of the coping stones in, so when the glass goes in now, there's only 2 tiles to put on the top. So I've left that one and the one at this side that's not done. The rest of them are on now. So Niki's going to do a spot of painting today, and I'm going to continue with the electrics and try and get that all wired up today, ready for the filters to go in. So getting there now, just need to get this one into this far one here. Guys, a few of you over the last couple of weeks have asked where they can get Humber Koi merch from, mugs, t-shirts, etc. And we are in collaboration with Yazoo Koi. I will put a QR code on the screen now, and for anybody that doesn't have the ability to use that, there'll be a link in the description over to our store. Pretty happy with that, to be fair. It looks nice and neat. Just needs to be finished off. Get all the clips on. And it just goes tidy along that woodwork and then down to the sockets where they're going to be.
These are the sockets we've installed. They are RCD protected sockets.
So if the power trips like this, it just knocks this socket off. So a long time ago we did have a problem with an air pump that was knocking the entire filter shed and the garage off. And what we're going to do this time is put RCD sockets on everything and put an air pump and a water pump in each socket. That way if one trips, there is air and water still moving.
That was very smooth.
Call it what you want, get better, wake up, stumble downstairs and fill up my cup. Drink all this coffee, it wasn't enough, in all the caffeine, I lost my trust.
So we're just trying to get the pipe behind the fence. Leo's down here, look. And we're gonna push it this way down the fence and then try and get it to go in front of all the posts. It is a right tight gap, but we have been waiting for this insulation for about a month. Now the last post is real tight, so we've wrapped a load of duct tape around it to stop it ragging the foam off. Hopefully that will work. So I'm currently behind the garage and we have managed to get the pipe right down the back of the pond and insulated. There it is there. I can slide more insulation on it when I know where it needs to come into the filter shed, but it goes right down the back. That was a job and a half with Leo pushing and me pulling. Although I don't like running pipes at 45 degrees, it is more efficient, less bends, so it is what it is. But that pipe's in and the valve's in now. Is there. Now I'm going to box this in. Put another layer of tiles along the top, like so. That way I've got somewhere to put a drink on, but it's not going to get knocked into the pond in the summer. Leo's fed up of getting sawdust cut on his head, so he's got his hood tied right up like Kenny out South Park. Right, let's show you where we're up to. We've cracked right on. So we've got the spirit level to sit between the bit that goes on the top of the fence and next doors, like that, with it slightly higher at ours, the same as what I did at that end. And now we're going to pin a chalk line right across it and twang it and saw right the way along there. What that'll do is give us a nice straight fence, hopefully, on the top. And all this fence was all the old fence. We're going to paint it black, and it saved us buying one. Leo said that he'd like to keep it like that. It just looks looks like a kid's fort. Look at that. Me and Leo have absolutely blasted that out. It looks fantastic. And as in got us on ready for Niki painting it. So after an hard day's graft, just those two, nice little meal out. Well guys, rain has stopped proceedings today. Niki has managed to get the fence on and I've managed to get the other valve in. But the rain is stopping us now. But she has done a fantastic job. Looks amazing. Really transforms it. I was umming and ahhing whether I wanted to paint it or not, but I think it's the right choice. It really goes well with the back of the pond. So, needed to get the water out of there. It's Sunday. Niki is going to finish the painting on the fence so we can get one step closer to getting the window in. So, just pumped all the water out. So once the fence has been painted, what we're going to do is denib the pond, give it a salt wash and clean the full thing out. And then we'll be ready to organise a few bodies to lift this large piece of glass in. It has made my life a lot easier though, having electric with an opening window there, because I don't have to use the extension lead to plug this pump in, so it's one less task. That's all pumped out now. I'm going to start lifting some blocks in to set a filter on to gauge the water level. So what I'm currently doing is I've set the laser at the lowest point I'd like the filter to be, or the water level to be. And by doing this, I want to know if I've got enough room to do a ball valve then a T, or if I'm going to have to put a T first. So I'm doing the very minimum I'd like to see the water level a few inches below the glass. And fingers crossed I'll be able to get a ball valve first. That's ideally what I'd like. So I've got a mark here. And then inside, you can see the laser mark if I'm not in the beam there. And then I'll be able to measure down and put a pencil mark on the outside of the box and gauge that with the line on the filter, how high it needs to be, to see if I can get it where I need to be. All right.
Hey!
So the fence is now painted and the valves are in, and there's nothing now stopping us getting the window in. So that's something I need to organise, get a few bodies here because it's super heavy, and get that window fitted now, and then we can finally start to think about putting water in the pond. I am going to make a couple of frames on the inside and outside to rest the glass on while we do it, because it is so heavy. So one last thing, we'd like to give a massive shout out to Rob from Hull Kingston Resin.
Cheers, Rob!
He has supplied us with an incredible floor, non-slip. Like, I honestly didn't budget for a floor and thought was either going to get a piece of vinyl or some cheap Tool Station floor paint, but he has really hooked us up with that. If anybody needs his details, it's on the back of his t-shirt, and I'll leave it in the description. They do all kinds of garages, industrial units and filter sheds. Anything that you need a really solid floor down, hit them up, they'll look after you. We will see you on the next one with glass fitting and then soon to be filter installation. We are looking at that now. Thank you all so much for your support. We'll see you on the next one.